Hi, I'm Scarlett, and I'm starting a permaculture project here on the east coast of Mallorca. Follow along as I document the whole process of transforming this derelict piece of land into a food forest. Over the past few months, we have given our all to prepare this plot for the future food forest. We started by clearing an access road, pruning over 40 almond and carob trees, and clearing the trees from brushwood. We installed a huge water tank, and a tractor came in to dig the holes for our new tree babies. But there are still a few things to be done before we can start planting. So let's get to it. Good morning! It is Monday and this is my last week. I'm here in Mallorca, and as you know, we had some delays with all the deliveries and all the gardeners we hired to help us with the heavy machinery. But today another mini digger arrived, and this guy is gonna help us to clear our path to be able to get all these deliveries in, which was the main source of our delay. And yeah, I have 7 more days before I have to leave, and I haven't planted any of the trees yet, and we don't have water, so I am a bit stressed, but hopefully I will get it all done in a week. I have my parents here to help me, so let's see what this week brings us. So I was just enjoying my breakfast, and then I realized that since we've been cutting back all these bushes, all the wild asparagus now is coming back and are ready to harvest. Just look at that. Just behind me were about 10 young asparagus shoots that I can now harvest and cook just like regular asparagus. I've been on the island since January, and the goal was, of course, to plant our first trees. And I was super happy that we found sponsors for all the 30 trees that I put on the website. Sits good. But unfortunately, things don't always go as planned. Just some things took us much longer than anticipated. The biggest problem is the road that we made ourselves to enter the property, which is super narrow, and of course we cut everything by hand, as you have seen in the previous videos, and it is just not good enough for big deliveries to get here, which we of course will need now. We need water and we need compost to plant the trees, but also in the future, because we're gonna build a house here. And then this big snowstorm arrived here on the island. Which was a huge disaster for others. We were quite lucky because it didn't really touch this area, so we didn't have any snow and we didn't lose any of the trees, which I'm super grateful for. But on the road to this property, an electric pole fell onto the street, and now all the big cars can't really pass and they can't really reach our property, which of course is quite a big problem. I have 1 more week to go, and as you can hear in the background, the digger already started cutting back some of the rocks to make our path more even and to make the entry way wide enough. But important things first, I'm gonna eat breakfast and then we'll see how the guy is doing down there.
want you anymore. You fail to keep us safe. We can't stand to see your face. Redondo go. We hate to hear you.
I feel like my 5-year-old godson. I just love the tractors and the diggers. They're just so fast and it's just so fun to watch them do their job. He already reached the deposit. Now he's gonna make some kind of a turning point for the trucks that they can, you know, they need to get back down somehow. So it just took him about an hour. And that's really cool because that means he has some time left to dig some more holes for the trees, which makes planting them all in this week a bit more plausible. Good morning! It is Tuesday and I just arrived to the property. I'm gonna check in with Juan to see how he's doing and also to ask him if I can drive up our driveway already. Okay, so our driveway seems to be ready. He's now working on the turning point at the very top and I'm gonna check out the work is done. Very excited. The path didn't change too much, but he just took away a couple of the big rocks that were in our way, and I suppose it's gonna make my drive much smoother now. Let's see. Comes the moment of truth. We have 9,000 liters in our tank and I'm gonna test if the construction we put here is holding up. So far so good, it's all dry. We haven't opened up the big tap yet. So let's see. Okay, we have a first leak. Here. Woohoo! This one's leak free. Okay. So the last two, the pieces are leaking a bit, so I can dismount them again and just make sure it's all safe and sound, and then we're gonna attach the timer for the irrigation system and of course the whole irrigation system that is gonna lead to our new baby trees. It is Wednesday, another beautiful sunny day here in Mallorca, and I'm just on my morning walk with Pino, and I decided to host my first Permabliss this Sunday, so people can come and join us for our first tree planting session, and we're gonna have some fun and lunch together. So let's see who's gonna come. Today is definitely not my day. I have been in 3 different banks this morning trying to figure out how to pay a bill that I need to pay for our building permit, and in the end it didn't work, so I have no idea how to pay this stuff. And then I tried to buy some seedlings for Sunday at this organic place that looked really cool on the internet, but apparently they're not selling any seedlings at the moment. But in the end I at least managed to buy the irrigation system, and now I am in Manacor, and I really hope that at the place where I am now that they are selling some plants. It's already 2:30. I haven't eaten lunch yet, and usually I love to go plant shopping, so I really hope that they're having something to cheer me up. This is a beautiful place and it's definitely cheering me up, but the prices are quite high and they don't have a lot of fruit trees. Mostly it's just ornamental stuff, so I think I'm just gonna buy something for me to cheer me up and then go to the next shop. It is 5 o'clock now and I just arrived to the property. I am starving, but I did manage to buy a couple of nice trees. So I'm gonna eat something, and then my parents have been busy putting out some mulch, and now we're gonna empty the car and decide which tree is gonna go where.
I would say I'll see you in the morning, but I know all the good will be gone.
So today is quite a busy day. We already started to plant a couple of trees, but not the ones that are gonna be in our almond field. Today we're planting the trees in our forest. The goal here is to just have a bigger diversity, because the forest is gonna stay untouched. It's just our little natural reserve park, basically. We're just gonna plant a couple of trees that are local to the area to make the forest more diverse and more attractive for wildlife. There was one tree that was definitely missing in our forest so far, and that was the stone oak, which is typical to the Mediterranean forest, but there was literally no oak tree at all in our forest. So we're planting a bunch of those, as well as a couple of pine trees, the edible ones. And then we have some smaller bushes that are local to the island, just to diversify our forest a bit. So this was quite a successful day. We did plant some trees, and Our friend almost dug out all the holes. He's gonna come back tomorrow morning to finish all up, and our driveway is finally done, so we can finally get deliveries for water and compost. And now, to top it all up, I'm going to visit my friends in Campos. They have horses and they offered me to get some horse manure that I can use to plant my trees. So we'll be almost ready for the planting session. The digger managed to dig out 23 holes, and that's just enough for all the tree sponsors, minus the ones I dug by hand. So what we did yesterday is that we filled all of them with horse manure as well as biochar, and activated the biochar with a liquid fertilizer. So now what we have is holes with enough nutrients in them, and we can soon mix in the compost that is waiting over there. Yeah, it looks a lot different now with all the holes, and you can finally see the lines, and I mean you can finally see the whole property, which wasn't possible before. Maybe you remember that I actually wasn't even able to walk through this area before because there were just so many bushes. So I am super excited. So now that we have all the components that we need, I really can't wait to invite people over and share this lovely space with others. This is the trinity that we're gonna fill our holes with. It's a mix of activated biochar, horse manure and fresh compost. And then we'll just mix in our existing soil with the compost. Good morning, it is Sunday. Finally the day that we're going to plant our new trees. And also today we're gonna host our first Permabliss. For those of you who don't know what this is, this just means that a bunch of people are gonna join me today to plant these trees. I'm gonna share my plans for this property with them and my knowledge, and after that we're gonna have lunch together and enjoy our company. So I am super excited. It's 9 o'clock. They're arriving in an hour, so I have 1 hour to prepare everything for them and make sure I can make the most of that time that I have all these nice people here. I'm really curious who's going to come because most of them I don't know yet. They're just followers from Instagram or they saw my post on Facebook. So super excited who's going to join me today. Yesterday I spent the whole day planning this new orchard and figuring out which trees going where according to the syntropic farming method. And we already put all the trees in the hole, so even if I'm not there, people can figure out what to do and where everything goes. It is almost 10 o'clock and I'm sitting in front of my little stone shed waiting for the people to arrive. I can't believe that just after half a year I'm already hosting the first events here, and I feel so grateful that I have this place and I'm able to share it with others. I think I can hear the first car.
Together we managed to plant all 23 fruit trees that day. Thanks again to everybody who came to help. In the next video, I'll talk a bit more about why we planted which trees where, and we'll put up the drip irrigation system. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video.